doing?
How are you doing?
You got Darren today. I'm great.
All
How are
right.
you guys?
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So,
So, 100 migrants got rolled up this morning. We got an
yep.
abortion clinic that's closing. That's exciting. We've
Very
got sex camp. Minor attracted person led sex camp for kids was canceled this week. Just
That's
to
gross.
discuss.
Yep.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Colorado Show, the most serious news show in the Centennial State.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, if you
Very
take
serious.
a Marxist redefinition of the word serious,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
Marxist run state, so I think it works.
I don't live there.
Oh, you
Just
were
letting you
born here,
know.
though.
Yeah, but that was eight. That was don't tell people that. Don't tell. But that was when it was. That's when it was kind of normal there.
Yep.
You know
Bubbling
that.
under the surface.
Yeah, that's when it was normal. Yeah, that's before
Where do you guys
Jared.
want to start? There's so much to talk about. I feel like the biggest headlines in Colorado, if you ignore the General Assembly, which is batshit crazy right now, we're not going to talk about them today. We'll talk about them next week.
Let's talk about
But if you ignore the laws they're passing, the news is mostly good in Colorado.
What? Are you? Oh, you mean good for content?
Well, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but no, like so there was this raid this morning. Let me pull this in. It's very exciting stuff. We've got so many videos to
Yes.
check out.
Yes. 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 They go. They
We are on
arrested.
the DEA Rocky Mountain X page, and I want to see where. Okay, we're gonna start with this one.
Is that John? Yeah.
No.
I thought it looks like John.
Oh, yeah.
With DEA's Rocky
I thought
Mountain
you meant
Builder.
Fabs.
I want to thank our federal and local partners for assisting us with an operation in Colorado Springs this morning. I also want to thank you, members of the public, for supporting the men and women of DEA and our fellow law enforcement officers in keeping our communities safer. Thank you. I'm John Pullen, Special Agent in charge.
So it's exciting. There was an operation this morning, and we get to see some on the scene footage here. Oh, that's my favorite video. We're gonna wait on that one. All right, this one here, you can see them coming out. There was one I thought where it started a little bit before this moment, but we'll go with this one.
Yo, did I just hear an engine? Karen, where you at? The Fast and Furious set?
Close enough.
Breaking through the wall there.
No, I was crouching.
Got you surrounded.
Ooh,
I dropped them.
I want to call my mommy. I can't. I'm not getting down on this dress.
All right, so that's that one.
What is
There's
that?
200 people there. 100 people were detained as illegal migrants.
Damn.
What are your thoughts?
CO Springs getting it done.
I'll let Karen go first. Go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out where that is. I think that's South Academy in that club down there. It don't have no windows. It looks like a Jehovah Witness facility.
No,
you know, they don't ever have windows.
It looks like a strip club in Atlanta.
Well, okay.
No windows.
No windows. Not the Players Club.
Nah.
So you got this. Oh! See,
that's Photoshop.
This is what
That's
I'm
not
talking
true.
about. She gonna
That's
put
not
that on the
real.
screen. I just left church, so I'm trying to stay holy. But this is, no Karens
She said, I'm
allowed.
trying to stay holy.
Yeah, it's discrimination. I
No
think,
Karens
Karen.
allowed at this stupid club. Well, good. Y'all going to CCOT. So
hey, that's why you sitting outside the car right now.
Looks like they're having a good time.
Exactly right. Look at this place. Oh my gosh.
Having a good time.
This is Colorado Springs. I didn't even usually when you hear about the migrant crisis and the fallout therein, you don't think it's synonymous with like the Springs, because El Paso County did not want these people in our county. And so the fact that they have made it that far south, and weren't there some personnel involved from a nearby Ashe, I'll let you take that story up.
Hold on a second on that. So let's still look at the videos we have of the raid.
Look at the license plate.
That's what I was just about to say. Is like, we're gonna play this video, but what do you guys think that the truck with the license, that specific license plate means?
I mean, that means the chick that drive that got a fatty.
Someone's overcompensating.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Occupants of 296 South Academy, this is the police with a search warrant, demanding entry. Exit the front door one at a time with nothing in your hand, held high above your head. Listen to the commands of the officers on site. Ocupantes de la casa 296. Esta es la policía con una orden de cateo exigiendo entrar. Salgan por la puerta de enfrente uno por uno con las manos vacías y las manos arriba, sobre la cabeza. Sigan las indicaciones de los oficiales presentes.
Yeah.
Exactly. What he said.
That's what I said.
That's
Come
crazy.
on out. That's
Come
crazy.
out.
That's
we know you're in there, Jose.
Bro, what's gonna happen tomorrow with like Ashe, I think we talked about this earlier, the ACLU, and see, they keep talking about due process.
That is the due process.
I posted this on X the other day. No. They got due process because Alejandro Mayorkas, when they let they monkey ass in here, he gave them due process by giving them a parole date.
Yep.
That's due process. No further action is required to send you right back to where you came from. You got due process. You don't get billions of dollars and a damn judge on my tax money. You got due process. Now that they have been read their the instructions to come on out, you here illegally, you've been flying under the radar, just come on out. You going back to where you came from. You got due process at the border. You got your paper to show up in court 20 years from now. So there's your due process.
20 years.
Yeah.
If your last name is Hernandez, come outside.
Come outside with your hands up, Jesus. I ain't studying y'all. Come out.
If your last name is Rodriguez, come out
outside.
one at a time.
We're done with you.
All right, that was kind of racist. Sorry.
Whatever. Well, that was not a Hindu club, was it?
No, apparently there were military guys that were acting as security at this club, so they're probably in trouble. But this is another angle of the raid here.
Dang, is that an MRAP? Bro, that's MRAP. Wow.
Well, I want one of those.
Whoa.
I want one. I want an armored truck like that.
That's an MRAP. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not even mad at these soldiers, honestly, because they own food stamps and they really don't make a lot of money. So they got a second gig. Honestly, that's just me because I'm a military wife. I know what those soldiers make. they don't make that much money, so they're just, you know, they got a
They
side job.
confiscated a bunch of drugs and illegal firearms and stuff in the raid as well.
That is freaking awful. Where are these people getting all of these firearms?
I understand I understand that they're not being paid a lot of money, these military guys that were moonlighting as security for this place, but where's the line? If it's a TDA organized crime stronghold, I don't know that, like there are other second jobs you could get.
Yep, no excuses.
Right.
Where are they getting all this? Remember that that minor traffic stop where they recovered like 180,000 rounds of ammunition in the Springs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where are they getting?
Oh,
who can leave a state with that much and you not legal?
I'll do you one better. I just saw a video on X. I guess it came from TikTok. There's a guy who took his family moved them off the grid out to the desert, right? And he started walking around and blah blah blah, and stumbles upon an area with nothing but children's backpacks and bones. So
and
bones, homie.
Children's bones?
Children's bones.
Where is this?
I'll send you the video.
We'll just
Arizona.
bring it in. All right. This is my favorite video of the raid this morning, mainly because of the details that we learn.
Dang, man.
I don't want to go back to El Salvador.
So we have, I'm just going to let it loop without the sound. We have,
you should make that our
bunch
background.
of agencies represented here. We got DEA. We have FBI.
Yeah, yep, see that.
U.S. Postal Inspector
US
Police.
Postal
Just
Inspector,
police,
good job.
FBI, ERO. That one I've paused and rolled back a few times. IRS Criminal Investigations.
Wow.
Yes, truly interagency cooperation. And, there is lawful authority for this, I think, for this type of operation. But imagine if the federal government collaborating with the local government was doing this to like parents at school board meetings. We would not be like thrilled about this level of interagency, state, local, and federal collaboration from a law enforcement standpoint. I don't think.
No.
That being said, get the fuck out.
All of you.
Every single one of you. I mean, due process, right? They get to have their papers checked.
They got it.
And then they get to make a
got
habeas claim.
Please due process your ass out the country.
No, they don't get due process. You're not a citizen. It's not for you. Hate it for you.
Well, here's the funny thing. Marco Rubio
they get
is just
due process. Don't say that, because that's just not true. They get due process.
Well, they get it at the border then.
But they don't get to try every argument that they can imagine at every single. There are very specific claims that they can make depending on why they're being detained and under what authority, whether it's Title VIII or the AEA or other authorities that they have, like running like drugs through an illegal club. That's
right.
There's other authorities.
That is clearly not allowed. And aren't they we are under active, this is under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Like, this is active and alive, whether they like it or not.
Yeah,
they don't like it, but it has been enacted by the president based on the emergency that we have been invaded by 50 million illegal aliens.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, think about it. Like,
what other...
Like Bush deported millions, Clinton deported millions, Obama deported millions. Ain't nobody saying shit.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden
it's not about rights, it's about obstruction. All right, so you want to go a little bit more full foil?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You know what? Where's my X-Files? There we go.
All right, the question I'm posing to both of you is who squealed? Who squealed on the club? So this guy, Jesus Flores Miranda, he was arrested. Don't give us a place. We got this chick, Krishana Padilla Silva.
She crying. Look at, she got the puffy eyes. She's been crying. It was her.
She was part of a South American theft ring.
It was her. It was her. She did it.
She could have been her.
Look at her crying. He ain't squealing on nobody.
Okay, wait. All right. So we're so not him.
No, she's the snitch.
Maybe.
Yeah, he might. That's a lucky second.
That's a maybe right
That's
there.
a lucky second. Okay.
With the right threat, he was saying.
Oh, he ain't telling on nobody.
That dude ain't saying. No.
He won't. He won't even tell on himself after he gets caught red-handed.
Right.
Just side quest. I really want this guy to become the left's next project.
Oh man, they tried to turn the New Mexico when he had all kind of tattoos on his face. They tried to turn him into a martyr, like, oh well, he's not in TDA. Like,
do you remember
he's got two decapitated heads on his phone?
I know. Well, we're not to that part of the show flow yet, but yes. But do you remember months ago when we were talking about the Mike Johnston, Tom Homan showdown, and the Highlands moms were gonna form a line at the county line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to make good on that threat, and I want it to be about this guy.
You know what you got to do, Ash? You got to go in front of where Mike Johnston is. So every day, hold up a sign that says Mike Johnston's pussy. And I bet you he'll do it there. Like you ain't do that to Tom Homan. What you
right.
You know what's crazy about this guy is like he looks super intimidating, right? But his crimes are motor vehicle theft, obstructing a police officer, and criminal mischief.
Well, that's just because he hasn't.
Crimes are assault and battery, sex with a minor, like they're
yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. He hasn't had the chance to do what he really wants to do.
Like he's had a lot of chances. Darren.
He has had,
but not here yet. Not here.
Oh, it could be this guy.
Nah, yeah, he look kind of. Nah, he
might as well.
That's kind of a
he look like a snitch.
He might squeal with the right amount of persuasion.
Oh, you know what? He got a girlfriend. He gonna snitch.
This guy did not squeal.
No, he squealed.
This one?
Yeah, he did, because he don't want to spend the rest. Look how old he is. He don't want to spend the rest of his golden years in jail.
A lot of drugs, sex offense against a child.
What is it with these people, man? Is that like a normal thing in their country?
Well, which country? This is Mexico.
Yeah, like do they mess with children in Mexico?
This guy's Honduras. Mostly
I know they
drugs.
do that there. I know they do that there.
Let's totally make absolute statements about the host nations of these criminals.
Well,
based on their arrests.
And go back to the El Salvadorans, if there are any. Their country is actually safer than Denver. So
I know. Here's the thing. Honduras,
by the State Department, by the way.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. Literally, yeah. Now the Honduran situation, I know a girl from Honduras. She said that there's a lot of male predators out there. Like it's nasty. So yeah, so there's a lot of sex crimes going on.
So we think it was her.
Yeah, she snitched, man.
Though. You think she's?
Oh,
yep,
with the Chilean. Did you see that thing in Boulder where they were trying to figure out? They put out this announcement that if anybody has any information on who could have been involved in the theft rings in Boulder lately, targeting wealthy neighborhoods. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, there's a $50,000 reward. I said, yeah, it's probably you might want to look at the Chilean gangs because of the nature of it. They are very, the Chilean theft rings, they know how to scramble all
Oh
the
yeah,
security
yeah.
signals. They know how to. They watch you to see when you're not at home. They know how to cut off
They
your
got cell
scramble your
phone blockers.
wireless.
Yeah, they got wireless blockers. All that shit.
Oh yeah,
They're sophisticated.
Do
they're
you
very
think they're
sophisticated.
networked with the gangs of other South American
Yes,
countries?
yes, because
Yep.
they've already confirmed that some elements of Tren de Aragua are
Networked with the
affiliated with
Chileans?
Hmm.
or and MS-13.
Yep.
So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, very very
Matter of
interesting.
fact, I think I forgot who said it, but they said that Tren de Aragua was also affiliated with terrorist groups.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think was it John that told us that?
who?
John Fabricator?
Oh, I don't know, but Garcia, Abrego Garcia, when he was arrested in 2022 on suspicion of trafficking or detained on suspicion of trafficking, there was, and it was conflicting reports about whether it was him or someone else in the car, but there was someone in that vehicle that was on the terror watch list,
See?
and he's
See?
MS-13.
Right.
That guy, according
How
to
do
the
you
government.
defend this shit? How do you defend this? I
You
don't.
can't. You can't.
How do you
So the way,
defend this?
but see,
They just
Karen, here's
want a
the
better
thing.
life, Karen. Just to
They
wrap
want a
this.
better life.
Why
You
are
brought
you
them
so
here.
anti-refugee
Hold
and
on.
xenophobic?
Because
Hey
they
Ash.
broke.
Hey Ash. Do me a favor.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
All right, tee this up because you sent this over.
Oh, this could have waited, but I was just telling you about the phone.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't heard about this one.
That's the bone.
So we're all watching
Bones
this
and the
together.
baby and the child backpack.
Okay, this one's a weird one. Trigger warning for some of you. There's a TikTok account called Wiggins World. Family sold all their possessions, moved off grid to the deserts of Arizona, and they found something out in the desert. I'm just gonna let the video roll. Let me know what you guys think about this, and have you guys ever come across something like this? Pretty scary. Take a look.
Well, now I'm recording right to TikTok because shit is getting real now. So we're off north of our property a little bit, and we were looking for places that naturally hold water, and we found this little pond that's north of an arroyo, and this thing is filled with kids' backpacks.
Filled with backpacks.
And there's a mound here, and
there's a bunch of signs
there's more
of
backpacks.
Wildlife activity,
if you dig down,
it's
there's backpacks. There's little kids' backpacks here.
Don't be too loud.
There are kids' fucking backpacks here. I'm armed, but we found a place out in the middle of the desert north of our property that has bones and boots and
all sorts of shit.
Kids' backpacks. Yeah.
Time to move, homeboy.
This is getting really, really weird.
Right.
You smell that?
What?
Something smells sweet.
No.
It smells like laundry detergent. You smell that? And there's
Well, it smells that sweet like that out in places out here.
So we just hit a point where we found our fifth backpack or bag after finding that boot. And yeah, we're done. We're going to head back to the property. Gonna have to contact somebody about this because one of our neighbors was really, really interested when we found bones on our property. And that guy's been really, really against us having social media. So I think we're kind of in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure this out, but we just found a bunch of backpacks and personal belongings.
Or something, because we're gonna have to look at this later, but
Ain't shit to figure out. It's time to move, motherfucker. It's shit.
So
we got to figure this out. Figure what out? Time to move back to where you came from, homie. This is not the wave. you get one of these, buddy. Yeah. 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 Not a good idea to be out there with backpacks.
What in the world is going on in Arizona? It's very interesting the
Hold up,
timing
Karen. Hold on,
now,
Karen.
um, where Fort
Arizona.
well, yeah, Katie Hobbs and all that with her MS-13 crap. Yeah, the Fort Huachuca, they're making a military zone there from Arizona, California, Fort Huachuca. Um, it's very, very interesting the timing that they're finding all of this
Hold up.
remnants of kids
Oh,
being left out in the desert.
didn't Katie Hobbs? Didn't one of her employees or something just get jammed up for trafficking humans or something?
She
Yeah.
got jammed up for
Yeah. No,
yeah,
not her.
yeah.
The guy that worked for her was caught in the act of transporting migrants, and he was wearing his uniform even though he was off duty. But Katie Hobbs fired him, and she's gonna do like a training, so it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I think on the DL, these bitches are being investigated. Her and this troglodyte, Jenna Griswold, and mhm.
Where is Jenna? Jenna has
Somewhere.
so apparently she's only talking about her run for AG, and she's doing it over on Facebook, and I think she's on Blue Sky as well. But her she has her pinned tweet is her announcement. We can go there actually. Her pinned tweet is her announcement of her campaign, and then there's nothing she hasn't tweeted at all in going back to right after the election.
November. Yeah.
And also share this tab instead. Like that profile pic is doing a lot of heavy
Gross.
lifting.
That's crazy.
That's why
That
DC
is an
Drano keeps
old
bringing her up.
that is an old pic, Jenna.
Yeah, that is definitely not the new one.
No.
That is definitely not the new one.
But we
I
don't
think
know
some
what
shit's
she
going
looks
on.
like. We don't know what she looks like because she is MIA. So check this out. Her pinned tweet is, "I'm Jenna Griswold and I'm running to be Colorado's next Attorney General. As AG, I will stand up to Trump, prioritize common sense gun safety reforms, and safeguard our land, air, and water." I
Shut
mean,
up.
it's a good time as any to start. You've only been in office for how long? So there's that, and then her tweet before that is November 11th.
Yeah.
On Veterans Day, and that's it. Where is Jenna? Jenna was such an outspoken critic of Trump during the campaign. And if you listen to, leftists, he's literally Hitler and doing all the Hitler things right now. So why is she so quiet?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think she's under. I think there's a reason why DC Drano keeps. But he responded to that tweet, by the way. He responded to that post. I'll say, he has been really. Like every time he mentions her, I save and screenshot that. I'm like, why is he?
He's got his foot on her neck. Like
he's got his foot dead on her neck, and it's like, this is Colorado. She's not some famous person, so
she's pretty famous. She tried to keep Trump off the ballot and pretended to be she was the respondent in that case, but it was so obvious that it was the petitioners and respondents colluding, and President Trump had to intervene to get justice. And then immediately went all rabid about oath-breaking insurrectionists. And I thought she was going to be a strong voice for the opposition and the, resistance people, but she's silent. Where is she?
I don't know.
Also, I think most of our audience probably knows this, and folks that read the Colorado Free Press know this, but her Deputy Secretary of State, Christopher Perry Beal, he resigned, like
Yeah,
a
sure
month or
did.
so ago,
Sure did.
and was replaced with a former Perkins Coie attorney who was a Democrat machine guy, right? He was an Obama guy, Clinton guy, Biden guy, and now he's running the Colorado State Department because she's not running it. She never did, though. Like
No.
she's always been the kind of puppet face.
Yeah, but
And you know
she's
that
gonna go
from her
down.
interviews when you hear her talk about elections and how elections were 2 sets of passwords. We have 2 sets of passwords. She has no idea how things work. She
No, she
doesn't
doesn't.
understand it at all.
Dumb as a bag of hammers.
Exactly.
She's just,
Oh,
you
you
know,
know what?
she's
Did
the
you guys
figurehead. She's the
discuss?
face, but she's gonna go down, no matter what her lack of involvement or her lack of knowledge about literally anything. It doesn't matter because she held the title. So I think she is under investigation.
Of course she is. Like what? Of course, and she knows it too. So
I
I
think the
guarantee you,
whole
somebody.
office. Well, sorry, Darren, go ahead.
I think somebody that hit her up and said, "Hey, look, bitch, it's about to go down. Time for you to go ahead and kind of lay low. go to blue sky. Blue sky now."
Right, right.
So it's important. So the Department of Justice, the Trump Department of Justice, announced that they were doing an investigation into the weaponization of government against Tina Peters.
Yep.
That necessarily includes the Colorado Department of State, the Colorado AG's office, the Mesa County DA's office, probably the local law enforcement in Mesa County and Grand Junction, and the FBI and the Biden Department of Justice. That was a well-coordinated you know what we just watched with the migrants, all of those agencies coming together to execute an operation. That's what they did on Tina Peters. And there must be a record of their communications, of their case files at certain points. And you could at least theorize that the Biden DOJ wouldn't have destroyed evidence, meaning those records still exist for the Trump DOJ to review. If they do a proper investigation, Jenna Griswold is in a lot of trouble because they bent a whole bunch of rules and they did a whole bunch of
legal gymnastics.
Yeah, legal gymnastics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
even Tina's trial was them cobbling together like rule violations and COVID protocols and, how to get this into, being able to sentence her to 9 years. It's madness.
It's like it's what the same thing they did to Trump. Let's just move some things around. Carry the one on this law.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
Carry the one.
And the narrative that was set about Tina Peters from August of 2021 was that she stole passwords and leaked them on the internet. And that was a horrible thing. Now that didn't happen. Wow. Tina didn't steal passwords and she didn't leak them on the internet. But that was the necessary narrative that they needed to violate Tina's rights in the way that they did. And during her trial, as they were arguing, and she was, basically found guilty of lying to Jenna Griswold. And every member of Jenna Griswold's staff that she talked to became another felony, which is, how we ended up with the 9 years. But I lost my train of thought on the former part of that.
Oh,
it'll
boy.
Come back to me.
Oh,
wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I got it back. Thank you for the mockery. It helps. During Tina Peters' trial in August of 2024, at the time that they were arguing about this significant breach and how it was so horrible and, really justifies all of what they did to her. At that same time, Jenna Griswold's office had the passwords open on their website, available for anybody with a basic knowledge of Microsoft Excel to be able to have the device IDs and the passwords. During the primary and during the run up to the general election, where access in and out of the clerk's office and the voting precincts are, there there's more traffic than at any other time during an election period, right? Because people are coming in, they're voting, all the things. And at that point, the passwords were exposed.
Did you see Phil Weiser's response to the investigation?
I don't know if I did
Did
or
you
not.
see his obvious nervous? Did you see what he said about the investigation against them for literally what you just said, with leaving the BIOS passwords open and free and clear for any and everybody to see?
Oh, yeah, he dismissed it.
While they were prosecuting her. Yeah, he just tried to dismiss it, but
that was a different investigation, though. That was a different investigation.
He did respond to that, though.
Yeah, well, they're all very happy that they don't have to deal with the unfortunate exposure of how full of shit they all are. They were just able to investigate themselves and wipe it away. But the investigation, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that he just dismissed is the one into her campaign finance violations for when she launched her run for governor. And she was running for governor.
That was different.
Yep. And her brother lied to the investigative authorities and, only admitted the truth when he got caught lying. And there was an investigation happening, and some people had filed a complaint, and that's what he dismissed right after she announced that she was running for AG, because he's running for governor.
Right. So either way,
it's all super normal and in the interest of justice, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's give a Don DeMarco for normalcy.
These people excuse and investigate themselves.
These people. What do you mean by these people?
These people.
Communist.
Exactly.
Communist, Darren, is what she means.
Oh man, that's racist.
All right.
What a racket.
So we're gonna shift gears now, and we're gonna talk about
We gotta pay bills though.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
He forgot.
Right, we'll pay our bills before we talk about MAPS camp. We will be right back.
If you haven't noticed, gold has reached a new high, all-time highs actually, and keeps going up every day. Why is that? It's because precious metals are a long-time historical store of value. And if you own a portfolio and you have assets in the fiat currencies, i.e. stocks, bonds, cash, or whatever, you're vulnerable to hyperinflation, which is coming as our debt explodes another trillion every 90 days. It's really scary. So how do you protect yourself? Go to Advisor Metals. If you look on any of our cdm.press sites, about halfway down, there's an ad for Advisor Metals. Click on it, fill out the form for your contact info, and Ira Bishotsky will contact you and talk to you. It's an easy conversation. There's no sales pitch. He's completely verified by us. He has a regulatory background we've checked into. We've checked with his bankers. We've checked with his IRA custodians for metals, and we can highly recommend Advisor Metals and IRA. So go to Advisor Metals. If you call them directly, tell them we sent you at CDM, and he'll definitely take care of you. But protect your portfolio because you really need to. It's coming. Thank you.
Time for another true life Alp story. I got a call from a friend of mine yesterday, honestly, true story, who said his girlfriend had just broken up with him over Alp. He wouldn't stop. And I thought to myself, that's kind of sad. And he said, no, it's not sad. Imagine if I'd married her. Now I know I was saved. Then the next day, this same friend is driving at twice the speed limit through a major American city, pulled over by a cop in a speed trap. Cop takes his license registration, goes back to the patrol car, runs him, comes back, looks in the window, and sees a tin of Alp on the dashboard. Pauses, stunned, says to my friend, you use Alp? Yeah, I do, says my friend. So do I, says the cop. We all do. He looks at my friend thoughtfully and goes, drive safely, sir, and hands back his license and registration. No ticket. So in 2 days, he's saved from a tragic marriage to a girl who doesn't like Alp and a speeding ticket. All true. It's more than a nicotine marriage. In a nation of 350 million people, we're guessing there are about 350 million Alp stories. Email us yours. We want to know and read it on the air. Email tellall@alppouch.com. Tellall@alppouch.com. Give us your Alp story.
And we're back.
We are back. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Because we can do that.
I think we deserve it. So this story is disturbing. So there is this camp that was broken by Scott Shamblin. We love Scott Shamblin, huge fan. But he broke this horror show of Boulder Valley Health Center presents Sex Ed Summer Camp, Learning Ourselves and Our World. This justice-rooted camp will help guide your young people in navigating their changing bodies and this changing world. It's for 5th through 8th graders, and it was happening, as we said, in Boulder County. Well, this camp is pretty
gross. Yeah, it's
interesting.
pretty freaking disgusting. Absolutely.
I want to. Well, you don't get to react yet because you haven't been made to sit through the video.
As a video?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna put it on 1.25. Warning, it's deeply disturbing. Hold.
People are gross.
So our primary themes during Sex Ed Summer Camp that will be existing every single day along the way are power, justice, consent, and media literacy. And so these will be rooted from disability justice and queer theory practices, and they'll be our primary threads that connect us throughout all of our lessons and activities and projects that we will all be developing together. Queer theory of education, a huge part of it is actually centering the most marginalized. And so making sure that our lessons feel welcome to queer people, to trans people, to everybody in the space. We did ultimately decide that the official name is Sex Ed Summer Camp because we want to kind of start to disrupt this idea of it being something that we shouldn't be talking about or like uncomfortable to share. We are going to have pre-surveys and post-surveys. And so some of the questions will be like, hey, like how comfortable are you talking to your caregiver, or vice versa for the caregiver, your young human, about sex, bodies, and relationships? And then throughout the 2 weeks, we will then ask a similar question at the end and see how that changes. Some of the art projects that you'll get to actually like see at the end of the camp are different like galaxies of identity that we are creating. We are planning on like opening up conversations about like sexualized media.
During our media day, we're going to create a piece of media that actually sends the messages about consent and bodies and relationships. One of the most exciting things about this camp is that we get to root it in justice. Being rooted in justice means that our conversations really center around there's no wrong way to have a body. As long as nothing hurts, everything about you is amazing.
What?
You get to decide what you do with your body. And
5th through 8th grade.
We'll also be talking about like condoms and dental dams and tools that people
dental
can use,
dams
to actually like act as the barrier between the bodies. Absolutely. In that week before camp, we can definitely like bring some of the tools that like our campers will get to see and actually like play with and experience. We're planning on bringing all of the different like.
I need to really process this for a second. Okay. Like, here's what I don't quite get.
Why they're so gleeful about sexualizing children?
Yeah, but I was gonna say it much meaner.
Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? like, and why do they all look like this?
Thank you. That's where I'm like, why are they always butt ass ugly?
Here's another thing.
Yeah.
I got another. Hold on, man. Hold on. Where's my X file?
It's gross. These people are gross. You notice how they use those terms?
Why do they always do this to little white kids? Ain't no black parents sending their kid to that shit.
Well, no parents are sending their kids there now because it's canceled due to safety concerns. Holy shit, a bunch of people found out we were going to just, tell kids how to use a dental dam in sex, and they're upset about it. We've got to cancel this so they don't kill us.
Let's be real. They're not only going to tell them.
They're going to show them.
They're going to show them.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I feel strongly about this. The kids that would be at the camp, their intention is to make them into little change agents. They want them to go home to their friend groups with the prudy parents, and we'll get to that in a second. With the prudy parents that won't send their kids to camp, they want them to go and explore this with their friends.
They will probably include that in the literature.
And in the instruction.
And the instructions, definitely. They don't even humanize these kids. They talk, or the people who care for them. Your caregiver, your how
Birthing person.
People talk, how you talk to your young humans, how the parents, mother and father, not caregiver. What the fuck is wrong with these disgusting liberals? Why are they like this? And they just act like nothing is wrong. And they are pissed off because they got called out and that camp got shut down.
Yeah, Karen, can you read that, or do you want me to read it to you?
About this. This is crazy.
No, you go ahead and read it, darling.
Okay, so this is Sarah C. Sit on X. Hope all you uptight prudes are happy now. They canceled the summer session, which wasn't mandatory. Can you read? Any extrapolation about the camp's intentions is incorrect, with a link to the flyer. By the way, Billie Eilish watched porn a lot when she was 11. Kids are different now. # Boulder, # sex ed.
That's why Billie Eilish
Sarah.
is out of her mind.
Hey,
That's
Sarah,
why Billie
shut your
Eilish,
nasty ass up, Sarah.
she's out of her mind. And
so Billie Eilish has actually spoken about this, and shout out again to Scott Shamblin for bringing this up
Unreal.
somewhere. She expressed that her exposure, she had revealing she began watching porn at age 11. She's expressed that this exposure negatively impacted her brain and contributed to her nightmares. Eilish has also shared that it skewed her perception of what is considered normal during sex, leading her to make choices she later regretted. Quote, I think it really destroyed my brain, and I feel incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn.
Yep.
That person, hang on, let me just finish real quick. And there's some feedback coming in, Karen. I think that might be you.
That's Karen on the movie set.
She better, thank you. The person that was like, you prudes, kids are different now. We need to explore their sexuality. She wants to make more kids like Billie Eilish. That's the claim that she's making. And I have this theory, and it's becoming more and more plausible, I think, that a whole bunch of abuse victims are in a very networked and organized way trying to ensure that because their innocence was stolen, every kid's innocence needs to be stolen now. And they're codifying generational abuse. I think it's really dangerous, and I think it's becoming more and more likely as we see stories like this.
Between this nonsense and me just getting a text message telling me that the girl I'm talking to has an OnlyFans, it's been a real fucked up day.
Better to know now, like that Alp ad. You could have married her.
Yo, you know what? You're right. Give Ashe a Don DeMarco. This is a really weird day.
These hoes, man. These hoes.
These hoes.
All right. So, Darren, you deliberately would not let Karen and I tell you about this sex camp story because you wanted to learn about it on the air. So, your reaction?
It's disgusting. Okay. Now, and I find it. I ask these questions, and like nobody can give me an answer. It's like, why? You know what I'm saying? And like, and it's not me asking Ashe, because I know what Ashe is gonna say. She's gonna say communism. I understand that. But if I ask somebody who thinks that this is okay, they can never give me an answer, right? It turns into
it's rooted in justice, Darren.
Yeah, it turns into a yelling tirade. It turns into, well, shut the hell up and just give me an answer. I just asked somebody I know, like for today. I said, and this dude, first of all, this dude I've known for a little while, and he voted for Trump, right? Now he's saying he's done a total 180. Everybody's regretting their vote. I regret my vote. Well, first of all, you're a progressive in the first place. Secondly, I asked them a simple question. What is the sole purpose of going all out for these migrants? Why are Democrats focusing their targets, their crosshairs on this issue? And the first thing he resorts to is, well, Melania's a immigrant. It's like, look, bro, nobody can answer a real question. And when you ask, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why this is such a pressing issue for people. Why does the Supreme Court have to hear about curriculums like this? Why is this even a thing? Like, this is
Mandated.
it's
Mandate.
gross.
That was Montgomery County, Maryland, is what Darren's talking about, and it's mandated. It's mandated that they have to teach the queer theory books in schools to children
But I understand it's mandated by by
by the
whoever.
county school board.
Yeah, by the county school board. But like, what is your intention? And if you tell them like you want to,
You want me to say it, don't you?
Go ahead, say it, Ash.
They just want to have sex with kids.
Yeah, and if you point that out to them, you're wrong.
Yeah,
but
no,
they
you're a
can't
bigot.
They're a bigot, but they can't explain
And a
why you're
prude.
wrong.
You prudes. That's what that person said. I hope all you prudes are happy because we want you guys not to explore children's sexuality with them. And what is with the dental dam? I'm probably a prude because I don't know what they're planning on teaching like with the dental dam. Is that like if you don't have a condom, use a dental dam? But like, is a dental dam easier to secure than a condom?
Like think about this. Okay, how long is this camp? Was this camp supposed to be?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You brainwash the fuck out. They get brainwashed the fuck out of some kids in 2 weeks. Apologies for the language. It's appropriate when we're talking about raping children.
Say that shit again.
2 weeks. And the parents, did anybody sign up for this shit?
That's the good question. That is a very good question.
Did anybody
people
sign their
up for
kids
this?
up to
I don't
get
know.
Murdered and raped? Oh my God.
Okay, to be fair, we don't have evidence that there is either murder or rape at this camp.
I hate that, though.
No, I know. For CDM's sake, we're gonna do the legal note.
That's fine.
Legal note.
There is no evidence of rape or murder. But there is evidence of stupidity.
And grooming.
Legal note.
And grooming.
I ain't Whoopi and that ain't Sunny hosting. Fuck your legal note. Look, this is gross. This is disgusting.
Yes, it's seriously disturbed. Who indeed?
It would have happened.
Well, it might still. This is the thing is that I feel like their only takeaway is going to be, well, we shouldn't be so public about what we're doing.
But here's the problem. I look at it like this. At some point in time, things are going to come to a head, right? Where you're gonna run down on a parent who is a very good friend of the steel, okay? Yeah. And you're gonna get a lettucilin. You're gonna end up playing with the wrong parent, the wrong mama bear, the wrong papa bear. And then what?
Continues to escalate, certainly.
It's gonna get nasty out here. It's going to be a very, very sick summer. And then they talk about they can take your kid if you misgender.
That's the thing is that this camp the timing of this camp coincides with this moment in Colorado where in the General Assembly, which I said we weren't going to talk about, but sure enough, here we are. They're talking about passing legislation to take your children from you if you're a non-mutilating parent. I'm sorry, I mean non-affirming parent. If you don't agree that your child whose brain isn't fully formed isn't actually trapped in the wrong body and you want to explore, treatments for your child's dysphoria that don't involve what the people that run this camp want you to do, then they're going to just take your kids away. Probably take them to the camp.
Like, do you understand?
Legal note. We don't have any evidence of that either, but it's logical.
Okay. Sure, whatever, Joy.
Right. Oh my God.
Look, at the end of the day, it's going to get bad for one of these incidents. Somebody's going to be seriously hurt or sent to that upper room. Okay. Keep playing. You're gonna run across the wrong one, and that one example is going to resonate because people are gonna be like, okay, well, I wanted to do it to this idiot that tried to take my kid. So, but hey, now that Ron did it down the street, hey, like y'all keep playing around.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the most armed society, the most armed populace in the world. This is not a smart thing to
So
be doing.
let's we've only got 5 minutes left. I want to share. I'm looking for a specific video that I've lost in my way too many tabs open. But I want to get you guys' reaction on this.
I don't think I got any more reaction left after that nasty shit.
No, you got I definitely need you on this one. So an abortion clinic in Boulder, it is infamous, is closing. We were going to do a whole segment on it, but in honor, we don't have time, but in honor of it closing, I want to get y'all's reaction on this video because I was literally shocked when I heard this argument.
To this day, right now, Planned Parenthood actually helps the Black community just in regards to helping us not be
Turn it
overpopulated.
off. Turn it off. I'm done. I'm already done. I'm already done.
There have been 20 million Black children aborted since 1973. Do you think that's a good or bad thing?
So the Black community is still overpopulated because of our government. It is. Gang relations.
The Black community is below replacement rate.
Stop talking so I can finish.
You just said that there are too many Black people. How can you say that?
So I didn't say that. And don't clip farm either. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm.
You just said.
I didn't say that. Don't clip farm.
No, you didn't.
Don't say that. I didn't say that. As a Black person, I didn't say that. So don't misinterpret what I said.
You said Planned Parenthood's helping you because the Black population is too overpopulated.
Is that what I said?
That is eugenic statement, man.
That's exactly what you said. You biscuit head.
I said. Is that what?
All right, we can pause it there. I want y'all's react. I do you think it's real or fake? Because I can't believe that anybody would make that argument.
It's real. Shit, that is that individual looking like a black ass Medusa. She really believes it.
Medusa Noir.
Right.
How sinister to convince young Black women and probably men as well that their population is that they're overpopulated. I know we're all overpopulated and everything, but I thought we were just killing white people. I didn't realize that was a message that was being embedded into younger generations that the Black population is overpopulated. Go ahead, Darren.
That message is not being conveyed. She's just an idiot. Okay, that's number one. And number two, you didn't need that message.
So authoritatively.
No. I need you to put this in the pipe and smoke it. That message didn't need to be conveyed because she's a moron. She doesn't know what she's talking about. The message has been conveyed since Planned Parenthood's inception.
Margaret Sanger.
Now Margaret Sanger, and MLK getting the first Margaret Sanger award. That's what people don't know. So at the end of the day, it is a culture. We're 13.6% of the population. We should not be that low. But guess what? Was it 250 something thousand Black babies get killed a year?
Wow.
Yeah. So where do they put the Planned Parenthoods? They got abortion clinics. You go to the hood, they got abortion clinics all over the place. So they think that this is they give it this. You ever seen like those
and liquor stores and dispensaries?
Yeah, you ever see those neon signs? You know, they look so pretty that say open, right? This is what they've coded abortion with the neon sign, with the neon effect, right? And
it's for your good. You're too overpopulated.
And hit it with the subtitle.
Eugenicist. They're turning that girl into a eugenicist, and she doesn't even realize it's happening.
She don't even look like she like men anyway. So who cares? Like, who gives a fuck what she thinks?
All right. Well, that's the show we have for you all today. The point of sharing that story is that this clinic that does, partial birth abortions is closing in Boulder. So that's a win. It's a win that sex camp is canceled, pedo camp, MAPS camp. It's a win that's That's canceled. It's a win that the
It's
illegal
not-
migrant club was shut down and 100 people are probably getting the boot.
Sorry,
It's all
Ashe.
good news.
Ashe,
I
map
told you it was
camp-
good news.
Ashe, map camp closing.
We needed that.
And I'm gonna tell you what would have been better
The Trump
news.
effect is working,
I'm gonna
whether
tell
they
you what
like
would
it
have
or
been.
not.
Well, this is what would have been better news if map camp wasn't even a thing.
Well, yeah, but baby steps. All right, everybody. We'll be back here next week at 2 p.m. Mountain Time here on the Colorado Show. Please give us a thumbs up, a heart, wherever you're watching us. Hit the like button. Helps us out
Peace.
quite a bit. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Peace. Out.